Day 2022, we are raising the voices of hundreds of women so their messages can be heard. Your host for this session is Kimberly Crow. Kimberly Crow is the founder of Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel and the creator of the Voices of Women Summit. She's got another amazing guest coming right up. Take it away, Kimberly.
Oh my gosh, you are going to love our next guest. It is Tanya Gill. Tanya is coming to talk to us about lighten up and unstuck your what the fuck. I totally love Tanya. There will be cussing. You don't need to cuss. We're super happy you're here with us and took a chance on this particular talk. You're going to love her personality and her style and her attitude. And you got to love the lady in red. Welcome, Tanya.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you so, so much. What a beautiful introduction. And now I'm like, whew, really? Here we go. So I'm going to tell you, I had this fantastic presentation planned out until last night. And I was going to share with you my experience of losing my husband in a tragic drowning accident when my children were 4 years old and 8 months old, and we were on a family vacation in Mexico. That's a pretty huge what the fuck. But there are always what the fucks happening. And whether they're big or they're small, it's how they feel that matters. And they deserve to have a voice and be acknowledged. And so just over a week ago, I was sitting in my car, making a trek alone to have a very important conversation with someone I love dearly. And I knew once this conversation happened, I wouldn't be able to take it back. And it would implode the world of a lot of people. But I also know that secrets hurt. And I know that flashbacks are real. And I know that in the last year of processing and working with my therapist, my soul was screaming it was time. And so last night, I realized today's International Women's Day. And holy fuck, 1 in 3 women can use the Me Too hashtag.
Ooh.
And silence prevents us from living authentically. So here I am sitting in this giant what the F moment. And I'm going to tell you, like, I got a lot going on for me. And yet it's been so important to me to listen to the voices of these women this morning. And they've inspired me in such meaningful and powerful ways. And yes, this is actually the first time I've spoken about this publicly, but over and over again this morning, I've reminded myself this is called Voices of Women for a reason. And so it's time. And so what I want you to know, though, is that as you move through a what the fuck moment, whether it's a flat tire or whether it's an argument with your partner or whether it's feeling like you hate your job, or whether it's losing a soulmate or speaking your truth, you can move through it. And it doesn't have to consume you and it doesn't have to kill you. And that's what lightening up is about. It's about realizing you can shine your light in fucking darkness. And that's why I'm here. It's my life's purpose. In my mother's handwriting on my arm, it says inspire hope. So let's fucking do this. So here you go. How the hell do you move through a WTF moment like this right now or any other one? And this is it. It's right here. Okay, so instantly, like, did you feel that energy shift? Did you feel it? Okay, we're gonna come back to that because that's a big fucking deal. So I use ABV. That's how I remember it. Whenever I feel shit, I go to the Jackson 5 and go ABV. So what does ABV stand for? ABV stands for awareness, befriend your inner critic, and raise your fucking vibe.
I love it. All right.
Okay? So awareness, right? So I'm aware right now, for example, I'm tremendously vulnerable. But I also recognize, and I can feel it in my body. My stomach is jittery. My hands are shaking. Holy shit, my hands are really shaking. And that's okay. I'm aware of it. I'm also breathing and very conscious of making sure my tongue is on the bottom of my mouth, because that is a release. Awareness is awareness of what is happening around you, what is happening inside you, and what is happening in between.
Mm-hmm.
So the shit that's happening around you, you can't control that. You can try and try and try. And in fact, you can try and busy your shit away if you want, but you can't actually control what's happening around you. You can notice what you feel inside you, but the real power is actually recognizing the thoughts that you're having. And here's the thing, when you have the awareness of the thoughts that you're having, you have the ability to tap into what feels right intuitively. You have the ability to figure out what's actually bullshit, which is the inner critic. We're going to talk about the bullshit lots. Well, not lots, but she's getting a stage too. And then the other piece of it is, holy fuck, you can actually shift concept. You can actually shift how you feel instantly by recognizing those thoughts and seeing where they are.
Ooh.
Right? Like, are those thoughts mine or are those thoughts someone else's? Because often I say that we sit in a cultural stew. Because often we start as pure, beautiful water, and over time, our family members and our friends and everybody's adding things to the stew. And some of that, unfortunately, is trauma.
Definitely.
And some of it is beliefs and values and routines and habits and all the shit. It's all in the stew. But when you actually have the awareness to look in the stew and see it for what it is, you can also say, I've outgrown the mushrooms of shitty self-worth. Not such
really outgrown those mushrooms.
Right? Not such a big fan of the potatoes of body image. You can actually look at your fucking stew. And that awareness has so much power. I swear a lot. Now, here's the thing though. Annie Wade, I was in her talk this morning and you were hosting her. And here's the thing that I love, and this is my biggest takeaway, and I like, it's so beautiful because I am perfectly imperfect .wtf. That's who I am. And it is about what the fucks, but it is also about what is this for? What's this for?
Love it. I loved that switcheroo. I totally loved it. What the fuck to what is this for?
And so that inner critic, so befriending your inner critic, that's okay. So let me invite you to meet my inner critic. If you can name your inner critic, it can be very, very powerful. My inner critic's name is Deja. We talk about Deja in my family, like she's part of the family. Because Deja, her full name, by the way, is Deja, here we go again, poo, as in I've heard this shit before. Okay? So Deja's the inner critic who walks in and says to me, for example, last night, you are a fucking fool for getting on a stage and telling the truth. You are going to implode the lives of too many people. This is too vulnerable a topic to talk to other people about in a space where you can't support them directly. I had all of these caregiving thoughts. Like we had lots of thoughts that were really about kind of making me feel guilty, right? And here's the thing about that guilt. Like when Deja comes in and she starts serving you those shit sandwiches, she can immobilize you. But what Annie said is, what's this for, is a way to kind of hush her and say, that's true. And you have to acknowledge what she's saying. You can't fight her. What we resist persists.
What we resist persists. I totally agree with that.
We have to actually be willing to listen to the crap she's saying sometimes and honor it because it's coming from somewhere. And maybe she's actually saying, hey, guess what? It's time to look in the stew and see what's there, right? What's this for? I love that so much. So Befriend your inner critic is a really powerful thing. If you name her, that has so much magic too. Oh my God. I feel like I'm talking at Kimberly pace today.
Well, you are. And I don't want to interrupt your role because you are really so fantastic and showing up as vulnerable and real. It only serves to be honored to be able to show up and raise your voice and share your message and your truth with the world. We just start standing back and honoring that. People are saying you're speaking my language. I speak to my inner critics. Mine are Callie and Emmy. My inner critic is a tyrant to protect me from being my true self. Actually, inner critics are there to protect you from doing what they think is dangerous. That's what they're there for. Like, you don't want to look like an idiot going to school in your pajamas. Better not do that, right? But as a grown-up, you can be like, nope, it's PJ day. I'm going to school in my pajamas and it's totally fine. But thank you. Thank you for trying to protect me. I'm making my grown-up decision and I don't need you today, right? But honoring that inner critic can be very powerful. I totally agree. Just giving you a minute to regroup. You're doing great.
Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate it. And it's so true. It's so true. That inner critic is someone that we either fight or we actually tag along and let lead the show. And, you know, she's kind of that wolf in sheep's clothing. She really is. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, like, whether she's telling you not to speak your truth, or whether she's telling you it's your fault the car broke down, or whether she's telling you you're the worst mom in the world, or whatever she wants to jump in, whatever she wants to feed you, acknowledge it and also be like, okay, I hear you. And I'm just going to take the next best step. Because the next best step is actually all you have. All we have is right now. All of that stuff, all the stories in the past, you know what? It all is just a tether. It's done, right? So that does take us to raising your vibe. And one of the things that raises your vibe is something as beautiful as ABV. Talk about 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I just love it. I love it.
Great song.
They're so awesome, right? They're so awesome. So how do you raise your vibe? I'm in a really shitty place. And I'm also in a really beautiful place. I'm in a place of growth, and I'm in a place of discomfort, and I'm in a place of magic. And it's where that magic happens. And it started from speaking my truth to someone I love dearly and it not landing well. And I trust that the universe is going to help it land well when it's time. And so everything is energy. Absolutely everything is energy. You are energy, the computer, the screen. Make today your bitch mug. It's all energy. And so we need to have awareness of the energy that we are surrounding ourselves with, because we give off energy and we absorb energy. And so, for example, for me today, I've taken in some amazing speakers, some really inspirational women. And right before this, I was in with you, Kimberly. Instead of pacing and freaking out, I was in with you because I was like, she's going to give me the energy I need. So when you recognize who gives you the energy, you really need to tap into that. And like they say, you are the combination of the 5 people you hang out with, right? It's true, but have the awareness of the energy of the people you're around with too, and people that you love. I personally have a group of people I refer to as my high council. Who are those people? Those are the people who unquestionably, any time of day, any time of night, they call me, they say they need $25,000, no questions asked, bring a shovel, I'm there. Right?
Great. Those are great friends to have.
Right? How do you know? How do I know those are my high council people? We have a powerful mutual vulnerability. Let that one land for a second. Those are your people. So surround yourself by amazing people and tap into what gives you energy. What is does moving give you energy? Does spending time with certain people, does time alone, whatever gives you energy, honor it, nurture it. That's about awareness. We're going back to awareness. It's all a giant loop, day in and day out. That's the way life is. But the other one, or another piece of raising your vibe, which probably to some people feels may create a reaction, is forgive. I am sitting here in front of you telling you that I forgive wholeheartedly what happened to me. I forgive the person, I forgive the experience, and it is not a one and done. It is a process and it takes practice. But that's what self-love is. It is a practice. And so putting this all together and keeping this all in mind, there are ways to forgive. And there are also opportunities to see the gifts that come from forgiveness or the what the ifs that are happening to you. So even when you're in it, you can have the opportunity to say, I'm learning something. I'm leaning forward. What is this for? This is happening for. Finish that sentence. What is this for? This is happening for. Right. And so today, when I was setting the intention to come into this, I was like, what is this for? What am I really doing here? And it comes down to this, like, this is so people will realize that they can go ahead and shine. They can speak their truth and that they deserve to have their voice. At the end of the day, this is it. This is our life, right? This is our life. So, oh, goodness. I need to breathe for a second.
I'm going to give you a chance, and I just want to hold space for you because you are doing a fantastic job. You're an inspiration, Tanya.
I want people to remember that our minds cause our suffering and that suffering is a choice. And that when we forgive and when we let go, that we are actually inviting freedom into our souls. But here's what I'll tell you. When I made that drive, I was on the Granham Road and I was hit with this amazing feeling and I was so scared. And at the exact same time, I was also cloaked in this amazing sensation of pride. And pride because over the last year, I have stepped into the most incredible journey of learning to truly love myself and trust myself and believe in myself. And in that journey, I had arrived at the place where I could sit in my car by myself on my way to have what I believe is the hardest conversation I've ever had in my life, including telling my 4-year-old son that he would never see his dad again. But I knew that the conversation that I was going to have was my truth, and I trusted myself enough to have it, which meant I loved myself enough, which is why I'm so passionate about self-love. Like, women deserve to know their worth and stand in their fucking truth. And I love you.
We love you, Tanya. That was beautiful. What an honor to be able to be here with you while you stood and raised your voice and shared your truth. What an honor. Thank you for bringing the message that forgiveness is the way to lighten up your load and unstick your what the fuck. Thank you for bringing us the message that it's okay to raise your voice and share your truth. And you don't have to be afraid. This is a world that is going to be able to handle it. And the universe will take care of the rest. Beautiful job.
Well, thank you. And the thing about it is that we all have the ability to move through this. And like, my final words are really, really clear. Go ahead and shine. Whatever you're in, you deserve to shine. It is your life. It is yours, yours, yours.
This is beautiful. Tanya, you actually have a gift for our audience as well about how to lighten your heart, body, and mind. Is that right?
I do. So in addition to all of this craziness, I realized that as I've struggled with my weight all of my life, and I thought that it was all about weight, I realized, hello, it's actually nothing to do with weight. It has everything to do with loving yourself. So I'm giving everyone a guide that's 3 easy steps to lighten your heart, body, and mind, because we are a whole package. We are a whole package deal. That's who we are. We are all of it. We are not the scale. We are not our minds, and we are not our spiritual beings. We are all. So I'm giving that away. And then my VIPs, the beautiful souls who choose to step into loving themselves are going to receive my self-love adventure for free. It's worth $349. And I'm like, join the collective, join the voice of these amazing women, and step gently into loving yourself every fucking day. You deserve it.
That is beautiful. All right. Well, you just made the day your bitch. I'm super excited that you were here with us today. That was an amazing gift. God bless you, Tanya. As to Michelle says, thank you for sharing your pain and being your authentic self. I hope you can save the chat because there was a lot of love coming your way. We just didn't want to interrupt your train of thought because you were on a path to share with us such beauty, such tenderness, such vulnerability. And I appreciate you more than you know. You are fantastic. Thanks for showing up in such a big, amazing way. All right, ladies, if you don't grab the VIP upgrade to be able to get Tanya's gift, you guys are crazy. You girls are crazy. It's a $349 value. So we would love for you to be able to grab that upgrade as well, and be able to connect with Tanya on a deeper level. She's amazeballs. Like she is the, I don't think I can say this, the fashizzle. That's not the right way to use that. But if you were the fashizzle, that's what you would be. So you're awesome.
Thank you, Kimberly. This was beautiful. And thank you for holding space. And I have not read a single comment, but for everyone who said anything, thank you for just speaking whatever came from your heart in that moment. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, with that, I'm going to just say, save the chat because there's a lot of love in there for you. And you want to be able to sort of roll around in that tonight. Maybe read it with a glass of wine in one hand and the bubbles floating up from your bubble bath and the page in the other. Ladies, this is raising your voice at its best. Tanya, thank you so much for your vulnerability, for your share, for your truth. All right, ladies, we have another amazing guest at the top of the hour. I'm very excited to be able to be hosting this amazing summit with so many amazing speakers. I don't know who's coming up next, but they're going to be absolutely fantastic. Oh, Kim Lorette is coming up next. She is going to be off the hook amazing. You're going to love her. I don't know how you can top this, but we're going to do our level best. Hopefully you all will be able to join us for the wrap-up call where you'll be able to actually interact with Tanya Gill in person and give her your own personal gratitude and thank you for being vulnerable. Tanya, before we let you go, any final words for our ladies?
Always remember, go ahead and shine. Go ahead and shine. Go ahead and shine. Okay. Darling, go ahead and shine. It's a song. My dear. Who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine. I'm singing and badly, but it's
beautifully said, beautifully sung, and you are a beautiful human being. All right, ladies, I will see you back at the top of the hour. I'm Kimberly Crow. This is Amazing Voices of Women. Cheers.
Thank you for joining us for another amazing session of
we out?
Women's Summit,
Oh,
where our mission is
stop it after this last little bit.
voices of hundreds of women so their messages can be heard. For recordings of all sessions, plus an amazing VIP gift bundle, upgrade to VIP now. If you have any questions or problems during the summit, email our support team at support@voicesofwomensummit.com. Stay tuned. We have another fantastic speaker coming right up.